What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome to my WWE Elimination Chamber 2018 predictions video. And as I film this at like 4 p.m. on Thursday afternoon before the Sunday of the show, there are only like 5 matches announced. They have not announced anything for the kickoff, and there's only 5 matches here on the card. So that's kind of where we're at as of this recording. So, therefore, my prediction for the kickoff: something with the cruiserweights and the face team wins and whatever. Who cares? Main card, we have Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt again. And I think last time at the Raw 25, Bray won, so this time Matt wins because 50-50 booking, and eventually, perhaps, they'll make their way into the Hardy compound and film something interesting. But until then, this is just kind of pointless, and really, who cares? Perhaps we'll go from woken to broken? I don't know. But, again, it's kind of not consequential in any way, and they need to have something more interesting than what they've been doing, because it's just kind of boring. Anyway, I'm sure they'll laugh a lot, but I'm going to say that Matt Hardy wins this match. Moving on, we have Asuka and Nia Jax. And the stipulation here is that if Nia Jax can defeat the undefeated, then she'll be added to whatever match that Asuka chooses to fight for, since she won the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble. But we don't know who she's going to choose yet, because Ronda Rousey, it's so convoluted. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. As The Rock would say, it doesn't matter! Because Asuka's not going to lose. She's going to continue to be undefeated for a while, and one would imagine she's going to eventually challenge for the SmackDown Women's title, is the assumption, considering that Ronda is signing for Raw, and it's smart money to have them apart for, a while. So, that's kind of where that whole thing goes. So, that one's pretty easy. Asuka wins, and I think it could be more interesting later on in the evening, but we'll get there. So, after that, we have the Ronda Rousey contract signing, which you would hope that being in Vegas, she might get cheered, but they've been booing her on Raw every single time that they announce her. So, considering the assumption is that she'll get that Roman Reigns push, then just play into it. But one would imagine we're going to have some kind of interaction between Ronda and Stephanie to potentially set up their WrestleMania tag team match play-up, holla holla, with Steph and Triple H fighting Ronda and somebody, maybe Kurt Angle, maybe The Rock, maybe somebody else. Who knows? It's all kind of up in the air at this juncture. We have the match not even confirmed yet, but Apollo Crews, I'm sorry, only Apollo, just Apollo and Titus fighting The Bar, because tag team titles. And that's not even on the .com site. It's not even confirmed yet, but I'm assuming you can't have this card have 4 matches. They gotta have at least 5. And so The Bar will defend against Apollo and Titus, and I see no reason to have them lose the belts, because, I don't know. So I think The Bar retains their titles. I think they go on to Mania. Hopefully they actually have a match at Mania, and perhaps defend against the Revival. I don't know. That could be a great match if you actually book it properly. But they've been having a habit of not booking things properly. So, there's that whole bit of business. Anyway, moving on to one of 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Now, here's the question. Will they book this like the Rumble, where you have one in the middle of the show and one to close the show? And because, again, we are looking at a historic first ever Women's Chamber, will that close the show? And I think it just might. Only because you know that if you have the Men's Chamber close the show, and the supposed winner, the rumored winner, the eventual winner of that Men's Chamber close the show, they're gonna boo. But if you have the women close the show, the reaction won't be as vitriolic, if you will. So, your Women's Chamber match is your champion defending Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Mickie James versus Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose. And here's the part that I think they might go with. Because I'm sure you're like, well, why would they have 2 members of Absolution in this match? I know the depth on their women's roster, considering the Paige injury, considering the Alicia Fox injury, considering that Dana Brooke is not even wrestling recently, that you would say, alright, let's have these 2, because who else do you have, right? And considering you have Asuka and Nia Jax in a different match, then, alright, sure. But, this is what I propose. What if Nia Jax loses, either in controversial fashion or in quick fashion or whatever, to Asuka, and that match opens the show? And then either in the middle of the show, in the chamber, or in the final match, in the women's chamber, that Nia Jax pulls an Edge. When Edge took out Kofi Kingston and stole his spot in the chamber, stole his pod, locked it, match happened, Edge was in the match. So, what if Nia pulls an Edge and puts herself in the chamber, and then goes on to win in the chamber, becoming the new women's champion, and then you set up the rematch for WrestleMania between Nia and Alexa, which is the match that has been rumored, because obviously having Asuka challenge for Raw and then having Ronda on Raw, it doesn't really work. So that's my bold, crazy prediction, is that the only reason you would have 2 members of Absolution in there is that one gets taken out by Nia Jax, and she goes on to win that match, and Nia Jax, your new women's champion. Perhaps I'm the only one on the internet saying this, but I'm gonna put it out there. It could happen. It's wrestling. Anything can happen. Anyway, your men's, and all 6 are still in here. Crazy enough. No one's gotten pinned yet. All 6 are still in here in this video game match. Also, the ropes are blue, and that sucks, but what are you gonna do? I'm already, I'm not starting over to fix the ropes on this final Raw pay-per-view, event. Anyway, your men's chamber, 7. And as we know, there goes Cena, no? Alright. As we know, the 2K games, you can have 6-man, you can have 8-man, but you can't have 7-man matches, or 5 for that matter. No fatal 5 ways, they've doing so many of those in real life, and no 7 ways. So, Splash Mountain. Unfortunate, but your competitors in this match are Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, John Cena, Elias, Finn Balor, and The Miz. And there goes Finn Balor. And your stipulations here are that, well, obviously whoever wins this match is going on to fight Brock at WrestleMania. And also, The Miz comes in first, and Elias goes in last. So, that was the only thing that was the only thing I could do here accurately, would be to put in Elias as the last pod to open. So, this match, I think that we pretty much have it in the books that we're going to have Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And unless Vince has somehow magically changed his mind to not have Roman headline in the final match for the 4th year in a freaking row, and get booed for the 4th year in a freaking row, you're gonna have Roman win here, because Vince gets what Vince wants, and that's kind of the long and the short of it, unfortunately. And then, with the new whole brand pay-per-view thing, this is the last Raw exclusive, and so if Roman is Champ of Mania, then he's gonna close every show the rest of the year, pretty much, until he actually loses the belt, I would imagine. And there goes John Cena first out. What? Sorry, John. See you later. So yeah, Roman freaking Reigns, if you will, is gonna end up being the guy, the man, the big dog, etc., for this match. Like, I don't see any other real option. Like, they could certainly pull the trigger and have Braun do it. But, honestly, from a match quality perspective, I think Brock and Roman is a better match than Brock and Braun. Their last match was not that great. Just saying. It was okay, but it wasn't great. Anyway, I think that we've seen that they've set it up where Brock Lesnar won F5. His previous one-on-one matches that he's had is taken one F5 to put away Braun, to put away Joe, etc., etc. So you build up that one F5, you get to Mania, hit that one F5, and Roman Reigns kicks out, make him look strong. So, all the pieces kind of fall into place, basically. And Roman Reigns is the winner. So, there you go. Seth freaking Rollins just getting taken out. Now, obviously, all these guys in this match could certainly set up your feuds for Mania. You could set up the supposed feud of Braun and The Miz. Like, you could set up a supposed Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Like, all these things could happen in the chamber. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I am your host, Attack Slug. I'm hoping they announce more matches, or perhaps they're going to have really long matches in the chamber. I don't know. But I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. See you next time. Right here on this channel. It is now just Elias and Roman and Braun. Spear to Braun Strowman. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And the game agrees. Your winner, Roman Reigns. See you next time. And I'm out.